sunshine.
Bring me sunshine.
In your smile.
In your smile.
Bring me laughter.
Bring me laughter.
All the while.
All the while. In this world where we live, there should be more happiness. So much joy we can give to each brand new bright tomorrow.
Make me happy.
Make me happy.
Through the years.
Through the years.
Never bring me
Never bring me
any tears.
any tears.
Let your arms be as warm
As the sun
from up above. Bring me fun. Bring me sunshine. Bring me love.
Congratulations and celebrations.
Come on and join us for this opening jamboree. Congratulations and jubilations. We want the world to know we're happy as can be. Oh yes, indeed, I want so happy and contented. 100 dollars happy and united. We sing this song together to make you all feel welcome. A celebration, such years of love. Congratulations and celebrations. Come on and join us for this opening jamboree. Congratulations and jubilations. We want the world to know we're happy as can be. From Gavin Yadai, Adonat Yadai, Odetta Eagle now and acting back at me. Gavin Yadai, Adonat Yadai, and with us here now we'll have this happy me. And with us here now we'll have this happy me.
to Sarah Roshira, the Older Persons Commissioner for Wales. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Can everybody hear me okay? Excellent, thank you. You might wonder why I'm carrying a rose. Well, I've just met Michael and Jane. They met here and married here. So I'm now looking for my true love's dream. So if it is you, I may be commissioner, but please don't be shy. Come and speak to me afterwards. But thank you so much for inviting me to your wonderful home. I've just had a little look around. And one of the things that became really clear to me is that this really is a home. Now, I visit many places as Commissioner across Wales. I meet many, many people. They live in places of all different shapes and sizes. But the one thing that they have taught me, and you showed me again today, is what home means and why the word home is special. And why home is actually so much more than just bricks and mortar. Home is, of course, a place, well, it's the place where we all look forward to being. It's a place where I slip off my shoes, slip off the Commissioner's jacket, put my feet up on the sofa, a nice cup of tea. It's a place I look forward to going home to. It's also, of course, the place where we feel safe and should be able to feel safe. In a world that sometimes can be challenging and hostile, and of course age can bring its trials and tribulations to us all. Home means something very special to us. It's also, of course, the place where we meet and greet and spend time with the people we love, our friends and our families. It's a place where we lay down memories, memories that can sustain us through the hardest of times. So home is, of course, so much more than just bricks and mortar. It's about, well, it's about the things that are so important but we don't talk enough about in public service. Well, I do, you do. It's about things such as life, love, laughter, the things, the colleagues in the local authority that are so hard to measure when you look at your performance indicators. But they are, when you strip everything else back, the things that really matter in life. I never want to have a life that doesn't have some love and some laughter in it. It might not be love's true dream, but I want friendship in it. I want to be surrounded by people who matter to me and know that I matter to them. And I want to be able to still do the things that put a smile on my face. And I've seen how much choice you have here. Now I have to say, living here is almost my ideal place to live. And with some delight I realise that you only have to be 55 to live here. So, again for colleagues in the local authority, I'm only 2 years away. I just want you to know that. But I thought about the things that I like doing in my life, and I thought, if I came to live here, could I still do them? And actually, the answer wasn't just yes. I thought more than that. I would find opportunities to learn new things and do new things and meet new people and make new friends. And that's even better, certainly by my standards. It's also been really telling, chatting to many of you as I've walked around in terms of what you've told me about moving here. The number of people who've said to me, it's the best thing I ever did, moving here. One gentleman said to me, I don't know where I'd be if I hadn't moved here, but I know I wouldn't be nearly as happy as I am now. Those are huge testaments to a huge amount of hard work. Now, I know when I visit schemes such as these and we cut the ribbon, that it's all made to look so very easy, isn't it? It just does look as if the wonderful building, all the services, all the wonderful staff, just kind of appeared out of nothing. But that's not true, of course. To develop a scheme such as this, to build homes such as yours, takes a huge amount of work. More than most of us can ever imagine. Because of course the wonderful people who are part of caring and support here make it look so easy. They all do the hard things behind the doors so that we can enjoy the easiest things and the nicest of things in life. So I want to say a particular thank you to all the partners in the scheme. all the partners who worked so hard, not just to build your new homes, but to make it a home, a place where you would choose to be, a place where you can be happy, feel safe, and have the very best possible quality of life. Now, I often do home visits, such as coming to schemes such as this, but also I visit people in their own homes as Commissioner, across Wales. And when I visit, there are often people there from other organisations. That might be home carers, paid carers from the local authority, might be there, it might be people from the third sector, might be people from St John's Ambulance, many different types of people. And no one ever says to me, meet my carer. Nobody ever uses that phrase. People say to me, oh, meet my friend, meet my treasure, meet my angel. Now, we're Welsh, we know what language means. We give ourselves away in the language we use, and so do you. I know how valued the care and support you receive here is. I also know how reassuring you find it to feel safe in the place that you feel home. And I know how important it is that you have somebody here all the time, so that you know help or support, or maybe just a hand to hold, might only be just the press of a buzzer or the pull of a string away. So, thank you so much for inviting me to come here. I half joke when my time has come, I'm ready to come here, but actually it is only half a joke. Because for those of us who are younger now, well, none of us should take for granted growing older. Age brings many joys and many blessings. It really does. But it can bring its trials and tribulations. And any of us at any point in our life could find ourselves needing a little bit of help and support. Anyone at any point as we grow older could find ourselves needing to think about perhaps living somewhere differently. I can't think of any better place to move to. I also just wanted to say a few words about you, wonderful residents here. I firstly want to say thank you to the choir. You were just amazing. I'm so sorry I couldn't bring you sunshine today, but I don't think I need to bring you sunshine. I think you make your own sunshine here, and I think that's the best kind, homemade sunshine, any other kind of sunshine in my book. So thank you. You were just wonderfully amazing, and you were just glorious to listen to. But in all my travels as Commissioner, and I travel all the time across Wales, I meet many people, but I'm never sure, I don't think I've ever met an older person. I've just met people. I've met people in their 90s, 98, one lady I used to visit quite a lot, and she was having a better social life than I was, I can tell you. She was certainly dancing more than I was, and I loved to dance. And I met a lady in another part of Wales. She was actually younger than me, but actually, a terrible phrase, but she was old before her time. Age is really just a number, isn't it? What's the phrase? You're as young as you feel? Well, it's absolutely true. But I wanted just to share with you, by way of closing, just some different phrases, some of the people I've met as I've been around my travels, to remind all of us, myself as Commissioner, all of my colleagues who work in public service, just how privileged we are to work for you and with you as older people and residents here. Because the privilege is ours to work with you. I met a lady called Stella. She's a very quiet, tiny lady, very unassuming. I met her in Blaenavon Library. You see, it's a wild life as Commissioner. And we were just chatting, and her friend said to Stella, tell the Commissioner what you did. Well, Stella was one of the first ever female police officers in the United Kingdom. Well, she must have been one feisty girl. She really must have, to forge her way in a career that wasn't open to women. But more than that, she forged the way for me to be here, and for my daughter, and for all of our daughters as well. Or people such as David and Walter. Now, David and Walter were lovely gentlemen. David has a form of dementia. He doesn't always know who he is or where he is, but he is so lovely, and it is still such a privilege to spend time with him. And David was a pilot in the war. He flew 29 operations in the war, highly unusual. And Walter was a prisoner of war in Burma for 4.5 years. I can't imagine what he went through, but I'm really grateful my 19-year-old son doesn't have to go through what either of them did as well. Or a lady I met, Iris, in North Wales, who ran away to be a nurse when she was 16, and she told me for years how she had to lie about her age, and then eventually she had to fess up and say, actually, I'm out by 5 years, and then she had to explain to everybody that she'd been lying about her age for years, so that she could carry on with the career she wanted to. So many people who've done so many fantastic things, but not everybody that I meet has done something big in their lives. Many people are just, and this is my favourite way to think about our older generations across Wales, you and others, are just everyday heroes. All the things you have done for us in so many ways over the years. You raised us, you taught us, the sacrifices you made for us. Everything we know now and everything we hold dear is thanks to our older generations who have gone before us. And we owe you a debt of gratitude, those of us who are younger. And one of the ways we can pay you back is to make sure that when you grow older, and perhaps the places where you live no longer suit the life you want to lead, or you're struggling to live somewhere else, we can repay that debt by making sure you have somewhere that isn't just okay to live, but is outstandingly good to live. Because that's what you deserve as our older generations, for everything you have done for us and continue to do for us. You deserve the very best of places to live in, and you deserve the very best of lives as you grow older. So thank you so much for inviting me. It is my privilege to be here. It is our privilege in public service to serve you. And as I said right at the beginning, if you are my love's true dream, please come and find me.
And now, please welcome Karen Duskett, Family Housing Association's Chief Executive. Lovely.
Thank you, Jean, and thank you, Sarah, and thank you to every one of you who has welcomed us all into your homes today and who's making the celebration of the opening of Dyffryn such a very special occasion. As Sarah has already mentioned, the achievement of developing a project like this and the homes that we're able to offer and celebrate the opening of today is achieved as a result of a tremendous amount of hard work and partnership. First of all, the idea and the bravery of the local authority in wanting to deliver services to older members of the community in a very different way. And then in finding the partner, which was Family Housing Association, many, many years before I ever joined the organisation. And the kind of conversations that that partnership has to have when evolving the idea and bringing it to fruition to something as lovely as we've seen today in Dyffryn. And then in delivering that partnership, the ongoing relationship between the staff of the local authority and the housing association and every single partnership organisation that's involved in the life at Dyffryn, day in, day out, and our sister scheme in Cartref Cynnes, because that community extends far beyond just the front door or even our scheme and the wider community within Ammanford. But there's been somebody over the last couple of years who's been instrumental to that, whose particular drive and commitment and way of challenging things, of bringing a team together, of bringing that community together has made all of this possible. And that person has impacted on the lives of so many people within Dyffryn, within Cartref Cynnes, but previously other tenants that live in Merthyr Tydfil, my old organisation, fine, Family Housing Association Properties. And today is her last day with us, and we can't, I know nobody wants her to go, but I think we all want to celebrate just how much she has achieved, because these schemes would not be as they are, the teams would not be as they are without the work of Jill. So please can you come up so we can properly say thank you. know that she doesn't want a big fuss, but there was no way that today was going to happen without a big fuss. And I know the tenants also want to say something.
Yes, indeed. We have a bouquet here. Yes.
Is it behind
Yes, behind you, Jean.
Thank you. Yes.
Lovely. Yes, indeed, Jane. It's been a pleasure to have known you and all the best in your new venture.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very,
So
very
kind.
And now it's my pleasure to introduce the other key partner in delivering this scheme. Robin, are you able to come up and say a few words on behalf of Carmarthenshire Council? So if I could introduce Robin Staines. Robin is the Head of Housing and Public Protection. Okay, thank you very much, and thank you again.
Thank you, Prynhawn Pawb. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much, Karen. I noticed Sarah had a single rose. Jill's got 2 bunches of flowers. So shall I wait and expect anything? Probably not. I'm going to disappoint you. I'm not going to take 15 minutes because there's a fantastic buffet at the back, and let's see how quick people are. See if you can beat me to the buffet is the first test of the afternoon. I feel as though this is a karaoke machine, by the way, so if I sort of burst into green grass, my apologies straight away. I've got to start off just by thanking this amazing group of people, because T. Dyffryn certainly has got talent. You've been absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much indeed. Fantastic. If I may as well, I'll just start with a couple of apologies. First of all, from the leader of the council, Councillor Emlyn Dole. Emlyn certainly would have liked to have been here today, but he had a pre-arranged holiday. But I know he's thinking of the scheme, and I'm sure he's going to pop in and visit soon. But we do have our Deputy Leader, Councillor Maya Stevens, a number of Executive Board members, and some local members as well, and that's how seriously I think Carmarthenshire takes its partnership with family and, of course, its ongoing support for this scheme. The other apology, we were due to have our Chief Executive here today, and family have been brilliantly accommodating by moving the date of the opening until after the local authority elections. But a couple of weeks ago, Theresa May personally ruined that by deciding there's going to be a general election, and Mark, unfortunately, is busy with election duties. His deputy is also busy on election duties, and that came back to me to come along today. And I've got to say, I'm really glad, I'm really pleased, and I'm really privileged to be here today. I've been in and around this scheme for a long time now, right from its inception, and taking something off a bit of paper 7-8 years ago to seeing this home now is just an absolutely incredible journey. I will just pick up a point that our MC made earlier about partnership working. It is about Welsh Government money and the local authority and family, but it's also about lots and lots of other people, and there's people like the police, Sage Cymru, WRVS, and there's lots of other organisations involved in this that are going to help our tenants make this the success that undoubtedly it will be. There's also another group I will thank, and that's the mainly ladies in the back there with the blue uniforms, because the way we put this scheme together, it's very much family developed and the facilities managers. But I'm really pleased to say that Carmarthenshire County Council provides the care running behind that. So thank you, ladies. I hope you're all ladies, because if there's a gentleman there, I'm going to get into a lot of trouble, believe me. But we did mention partnership earlier, and these things don't come easy. It takes a lot of hard work. But the thing that makes that all worthwhile is when you come to openings like this and see tenants and residents here. I've been, down the years, been to a few openings of various housing schemes, and I just immediately are disappointed. Whatever the building looks like is irrelevant unless you see the tenants and residents there. And I know you've had an absolutely fantastic year from its opening back last April, and I think you're going to have many, many more very, very happy years here. So congratulations to you all. Thank you.